Okay, so it's just after 6. We're gonna wait a couple minutes just to let everybody join if there's anyone late. So give us a few minutes and we'll get started. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. If anybody else wants to join in late, that's all cool. So before we start the actual presentation, it's great to see everybody here. Thank you all for showing up. This is a lot better turnout than we had in the fall. So again, thanks a bunch. We're gonna kind of keep things pretty brief today. There's not a whole lot of new stuff for everybody, but we do have a couple things we want to let everybody know about. So with that, let's share my screen. And we are going to get started. Okay, cool. So welcome to ANRS. just a couple things. We're going to go over some quick introductions for the officers. This is primarily for our new folks, and kind of go through our goals for the semester, an update on the finances, some announcements, and just a few opportunities for everybody. So first off, hi everyone. I'm Hayden. I'm a grad student in Dr. Barnes' lab. I am the president of ANRS. So if you have anything ANRS related, I'm a good person to come to. Any sort of questions? Let Charles talk about himself.
I'm Charles White. I'm a Villalobos student, and of course, I'm vice president here. I'm your advocate to ANRS, pretty much. Run the workshops, things like that. We're going to talk a little bit about that, I think, when we get into that. So I'm just your members representative.
Okay. Next up, we got Mukti.
Hi, my name is Mukti. I work in Geospatial Technology Lab, and I work under Dr. Carlos Portillo. If there is anything to do with the finance and that sort of questions, you can ask me.
Awesome. Last but not least, our secretary, Holly.
Hi, my name's Holly, and I'm basically in charge of announcements and social media. So if you have anything related to that, you can contact me.
Awesome. Yeah, so for those of you that are new, again, thanks a bunch for showing up and for coming out, showing interest in the organization. We're trying to grow it back up a bit. But for those that are new, this is our mission statement for the organization. It's split into two big chunks: professional development and community outreach. We do this through a number of different events that we hold throughout the year in a typical year, as well as some just different professional development opportunities through workshops, networking, etc. So all this information is available on our website. So if you ever have questions, you can check there, and you can also ask any of us, officers or members, and we should be able to help with anything. So our goals, again, because of the current COVID-19 pandemic, there's a lot of things that we would like to be able to do that we are not able to do. And because of that, this year has been very light for ANRS. We haven't really had much going on, but the goals we do have for this semester, as things slowly open back up, we're going to continue trying to improve and increase relations with some of the other student organizations that are similar to ANRS's purpose. So the Wildlife Society, the Biology Group, SAFE, and our friends over in the Aquatics Club. We have gotten permission to start doing in-person events. There's a lot of different stipulations to this. There's a lot of paperwork involved, and you have to request permission well in advance. So with that in mind, we would like to host a spring mixer just so that everybody can kind of get together, socially distance outside at some location. We've done this in the past in the fall. So we're going to try and make something like this work near the end of the spring, like the very end of the semester. Again, these are goals, so hopefully we can make it work. We'd like to host at least one external workshop. That's one of the things that we've added into ANRS's constitution over the last year and a half. So we'd like to kind of start getting some of these newer things in. Continue updating the membership list, Tech Connect, social media accounts, and our department website. For those of you who have been on our department website, it hasn't been updated in, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. So we really want to get these things updated so that we can reach more members. And then planning ahead, we're going to have some opportunities where y'all can do some polls through social media or our Google Docs to kind of suggest any ideas you might have for things we could do differently in the organization, potential events that we could host, that kind of thing. So for our finances, I'm going to pass this off to Mukti.
Thank you, Hedu. As of today, we have about $9,105, including both saving and checking account. And yeah, that's all we have. And this year we were able to submit the funding request for STA. And initially, based on our total income through departmental fundraising, which is not guaranteed as of today, but based on the number of student organization involved. So we kind of guessed that about $400 we would receive. Based on that, we requested about $135. But later on in January 27th, in our interview, so they were allowed us to propose a full budget. So we submitted a total expense of around $8,682, and we requested about $2,600. And as of today, I think they allocated about $2,000 for us. That's just based on the email from Teresa today, about an hour and a half ago. But we have one fundraising coming up on 23rd and 24th of February. So, and we are expecting to increase the developmental fund to ANRS through that fundraising.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
That's about it.
Thank you. Yeah. So any questions on finances? Again, please reach out to Mukti. He's our finance guru. He knows what he's doing. So
yeah, just a quick note: if you see the PowerPoint on the screen, so all the titles and the budget justification are based on the number of activities that we have been doing. But unfortunately, we didn't have any funding through STA in fiscal year 2019. So these are based on the actual expenses that occurred in fiscal year 2018 and adjusted either for inflation or number of activities that we are hoping to finish or conduct in this fiscal year.
okay. So let's see. Announcements. Just a few brief announcements for everybody. The Tech Annual Biological Sciences Symposium, TCABS, is not going to happen this year. They're going to bring it back next year. They kind of decided recently that they weren't going to be able to make it work with mostly an online setting. So with that being said, this announcement was in our presentation last semester, but if you were not here for that, members of ANRS are eligible to join TTUAB. This contact information, Megan Matthews is, if I'm not mistaken, the president of TTUAB. There is a stipulation though, as it says on there, you have to have some sort of relation with the biological sciences department at Tech. Either have a committee member that's over there or have an advisor from biology. And you have to have someone that gets you a letter of support. So if you're interested in joining TTUAB, please reach out to Megan. Or if you have any questions, she's been really helpful answering some of our questions. So seminars or webinars this year. We are still doing these. For those of you who are able to log in last week for Dr. Mark Velland, it was a great talk. It was very entertaining, very interesting. We're going to continue to have these throughout the semester. Aaron sent out the schedule. This is just a screenshot of it for those that are coming up. So please do tune in for these. The more people we have to watch them, the better it makes ANRS, the department, the university look, and we can get more big name people in the future. So yeah, please do watch these if you can. As for our membership fees, so we reinstituted dues this last year with the restructuring of the organization. We're not taking dues this year because of COVID. We decided that it wasn't fair for everybody to have to pay dues when we're not actually doing anything. So we are going to bring those back in the fall, where we're expecting to be able to kind of get everything back to normal. Committee chairs. So there's 4 different committees for ANRS that we can potentially have. These are just a bunch of different activities that we would normally hold, broken into the committees. For us to actually host any events, we need someone to chair a committee for that specific event. For example, external workshops, these could be anything from bringing in the thesis or dissertation clerk from the library, having someone from HR come talk about Title IX, for example, having people help with programming or learning how to use citation softwares. That's kind of the purpose of this committee. And we need a chair for that. The individual group service projects committee is exactly what it sounds like. They're in charge of looking for opportunities for individual and group service. These fundraising, these volunteering events, if you participate, will help you earn hours towards getting travel awards that we offer. We can talk more about that in a minute. The inter and interdepartmental networking opportunities committee. This is kind of networking events, social events. We do need someone to chair that committee as well, especially if we do want to have a spring mixer. We'll need someone to kind of take over that. And our seminar committee is in charge of bringing people in for the seminars. Of these 4, the external workshops and the networking opportunities are the only ones that we're currently looking for chairs to volunteer. If you are interested, please reach out to Charles. He's going to be in charge of the committees. Charles, do you have anything to add on that?
We need to get those chairs set up, especially if we want to have the mixer and we can have the mixer. We need to get that chair set up. The intra and interdepartmental, we need to get that as best we can, but the real focus is going to be on getting some way just to fill that chair. The external workshops, I can sit on some of the committees temporarily to make it work, but we do need a chair. As a VP, I can sit temporarily on the chair, but we do need a committee chair to take my place if we have to do more than one event. So I can only do it for a little bit of time, according, and there's some days, numbers, whatever it is in the Constitution, but we do need to fill at least these committee chairs, 1 person in each one, so 2 at most right now. So if anybody's looking, of course, T-tab is not going to happen, so we don't need that right now, but it'd be good to have somebody here in the future going forward in that position so that we get that communication across to a different organization that we're involved with. We do want to present with at times, and we're allowed to have members in. So if you're in both organizations, you're a candidate for that. And the rest of the chairs, we'll film as need be. We may film towards the end of the semester for next year for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier with travel awards, volunteering in any capacity with ANRS gets you hours that you can use towards travel awards. Right now, we're trying to figure out what that means with virtual conferences going on. But if you are participating in a conference of any sort, you can request travel funds, and we will see what we can do to can help you out with those. And the person, if I'm not mistaken, Charles is the one in charge of keeping track of volunteer hours. So if you have completed any, do reach out to him, and we'll working with Mukti on the money side of things. We'll get you approved for those awards. A couple other ways you can get volunteer hours. Volunteering with the 1401 lab. So I am also one of the co-coordinators for teaching NRM 1401. We've got 2 labs that are in person this semester. They're both at the TTU Native Rangeland, just off of Erskine next to the Rawls Golf Course. We sent an email out yesterday to the department. If you got it, great. If you've signed up, awesome. I've already seen a lot of people sign up, so thank you very much. If you haven't yet and you're interested, or if you have questions, please feel free to contact myself and Megan, and we'll answer any questions you have and hopefully get you volunteering. Also, so the Colorado chapter of the Texas, or of the Wild Society, the Wildlife Society, is hosting a number of workshops and events this year. There's one coming up on February 16th. It's called the Mental Health for Wildlife Professionals workshop. If you are interested in participating in this, ANRS will reimburse the fee. We just need you to provide proof that you paid it and that you attended the event. And Mukti will be handling that. So if you are interested, please check it out. As many of you know, grad school can be very challenging. And so this is kind of a way for us to talk about or learn more about techniques for handling mental health issues. So last but not least, social media. Holly, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we've recently gotten our Instagram and Twitter back up and working, and Facebook has still been going on. So feel free to tag us in anything when you're out in the field taking pictures. We're trying to grow those social medias, so it'll help a lot if we have some stuff to post on there. And it's a good way to show what kind of things are going on in our department.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
More times you tag us, the more time you mention us, the more time we get mentioned, the more you'll see us on your feed. Hearts are better than likes. All those emotions are better than likes. So if you can, instead of just hitting the thumb up, if you can hit a smiley, a heart, whatever you do, that helps us be on your feed more. So I know I posted from Quail Lab the other day. So feel free, if you're out in the lab with your students, just tag us. I put a bunch of stupid little hashtags on the back. Hit those hashtags.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't added us on your social media, please go ahead and do so. Yeah, and if you ever want to post something, you got something interesting you've been working on, or you just want to put it out there, just let us know. This way, it not only helps us and the organization, but for those of you that are planning on continuing your scientific career, having an online presence is a good way to network and find job opportunities. So this will help you all out as well. With that, if anybody has any questions, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and we can answer any questions y'all might have.
We all knew I was going to chime in. Mucky, question for you, please, about the finances. So I'm on the SGA budget allocation as of updated on the 5th. So correct me if you've got a new email from Teresa, but I see our funding request at $135. Is that accurate?
Yes, that was based on the initial funding. Normally, they would only provide 30% of what our annual income is. So we didn't have any income. So that was the initial proposal we had. And then we had the funding interview on January 27th. And then they allowed us to, because of this pandemic, allow us to propose a full budget based on the number of activity, considering outdoor activities. And that's where we propose about 6,000 and 2,600 is something that we requested, and 2,000 is, I guess, allocated for us. Not guess. That's the email, the latest email that we received.
Okay, so $6,000 in the bank for us.
We have 9,000 so far.
Oh, okay. And what of that is from SGA again?
So we submitted the total budget of about 8,600, and we requested about 2,600. And based on the email from the Teresa today, we have been allocated about $2,000.
Okay. Okay.
So just to summarize, we have $9,000 in account. We proposed the budget of about, again, to round up about now $9,000, requesting about $2,600, and we have been allocated about $2,000.
Okay. Or have you started or will we start the appeal process to request more? Because $2,000 is great, but it's still $3,000 less than what we were receiving.
Yeah. So all these activities, basically, we when we submitted the proposal, we're not sure what goes into our income source. All we had in last fiscal year is the balance we have. So there was no income. So only income that we could propose was about $400 that based on the departmental fundraising, and then that we were just expecting that to be $400. So based on that, initial proposal was, hey, let's submit at least on time, and that $135 is the budget we submitted. And and after that, when the funding interview happened, so about $8,600, the total budget we submitted, and 30% of that would be $2,600. And the reason we requested a little less is considering the number of activities that we will be doing out in the field. But that is totally doable based on if we are interested in conducting any other activities, if these list of activities are not sufficient enough.
Understood. Thank you so much for addressing that. Appreciate it.
Thank
you. Any other questions? Awesome. Well, if no one has any questions, or if you do, we can stay on for a little while longer. That's all we had for y'all today. So thanks again for coming out virtually and learning more about ANRS and what we're trying to do this semester. So
yeah, just to follow up on that, the question from the guard. So I guess the PowerPoint will be available to all of us. So please go through that and the number of list of activities that we are proposing, and then the funding that we proposed. And if you think that is not sufficient, and then we should go ahead and then start the appeal process. and then we'll happy to do that. Please do suggest on that.
I put my contact information in the chat for you guys, and also the applications for our committee chairs are also on Facebook. But if you're interested in being a committee chair, send me a note.
Also, if you're not already a member of ANRS, please reach out to Charles and he'll get you added to our list. That's something else we need. So
I'll probably send you to Tech Connect first. That's the easiest way. Those emails go straight to Hayden, not to me or anyone else, and then he just shares them with us, but he adds you to the list. That's kind of how it worked with Tech Connect. It goes to our president, and our president just hits approve or disapprove, but hopefully he's going to approve everybody. We'll see. Maybe not Garrett.
Unfortunately, I'm already on there, so.
I do receive those emails, but when I tried to approve them, they already got approved. So Hayden is super fast.
Yeah, Hayden's usually real quick. It's usually within minutes of you putting in if he's around. If he's in class, of course, it's going to take longer, but usually real quick. He usually says, hey, there's a new member. Reach out to him, and I usually do.
No.
And the officers haven't outright stated it, but SGA does consider Tech Connect membership in our funding allocation, which is why they're pushing it so hard, just to really put an exclamation mark on that.
Yes. Thank you.
That's their tracking system. Yep, that's how they track how many members we have. So we just don't cook the books.
Hey y'all. Is there a expected deadline for this committee application?
Soon as possible. As soon as you want to get started, we'll get started. I want, especially for that social chair for that interdepartmental to do the mixer, since we know we can do that, and we're going to be, or we are approved to do it. I don't know how if Hayden's sending that approval yet, but we will be approved to do it. But as fast as we can get it together, easier to get a place or a place on campus to do it, either outside campus or on campus. So as fast as we can do it, the faster we can set it up. Makes sense for the social chair. And then the workshop one's kind of the same idea. We want to get a workshop going probably sometime nearest to that day we have for spring break, beyond after that. So kind of realistic, maybe a month or two out, and whatever workshop. So if we get it, the faster we can get somebody in, the faster we can get stuff done.
And is that feasible if like virtually? Because I'll be in the field a lot this year, but I am interested.
Oh yeah, certainly. That's something that we can do in Zoom. We can do, I have other resources we can use through a different business, but yeah, we can, that's definitely feasible. Definitely easy to do. Communication is easy for me because I do work in a communication industry. So easy enough for me.
Cool.
Any other questions for us? No. Cool. Awesome. Well, again, thanks for showing up. If you have anything, please reach out. With that, that's the end of the meeting.
See everybody later. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Hayden.
Thank you all.
Good deal, guys.
Awesome.
Let's get those. We got to get those committee chairs going because I mean,
Yeah.
especially get the mixer. That's probably